Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to the part 4 of our Beginner Glam Series. And in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to do this beginner friendly, everyday wearable, neutral, natural glam. Like this is a very neutral, natural look, and you can throw this on in minutes. So if you want to learn how to do this, then please keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. It only takes 1 second. Okay guys, so we're about to begin with the part 4 of our Beginner Face Glam Series, and today we are going to be doing a neutral, natural, everyday makeup look. Okay, in part 1 we covered the makeup brushes, the part 2 we covered the makeup products, the part 3 we talked about the different parts of the face. So I'm sure you are up to speed now. So as I'm going about this tutorial today, you're understanding everything I'm saying, right? So before makeup application, you must have done your skin prep and every other thing, waited for about 30 minutes. If you're someone who has so much hair on the face and all of that, you would have just used this tinkle to remove it by now. So our face is ready for the glam session today. The very first thing we are going to do is to take our face primer. I spoke to you about the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer, and we are going to be taking a pea-sized amount of that primer, and we are going to be applying that all over the face. I had to use a lens that could bring you in closely so that you can see everything I'm doing. A face primer, I already explained to you earlier, is a product that just helps to do certain work on your skin. I have oily skin, so this one I am using now is really good for controlling oils. I have large pores around here. It helps to fill in the pores, and it helps with longevity of my makeup. So I like to apply my face primer everywhere, including under the eyes, but make sure you have moisturized properly before now. Okay, now having done that, I'm going to take a little bit more of that face primer, just a tiny bit more, and I'm going to be applying on my forehead, my chin, and this part of my cheeks right here. Those are the areas I get really oily. It is very important that after you apply your face primer, you give it time to set. You have to give it time to set between 30 to 40 seconds. Just give it time to set. You can also try pushing into the skin. If you have drier skin, most likely you would have to get like a hydrating face primer or a moisturizing face primer. Yeah, the face is drying down. I hope you've gotten all your products and you are following along with me on this practical tutorial. If you haven't gotten your products, why? What happened? For foundation, we're taking our Tara Skin Foundation in SF219, and we are going to shake it properly. Always shake up your products before you use it, especially foundations and setting sprays. Very important. Shake up. For foundation, I will always advise that if you don't see your exact shade match, you go a shade lighter than going a shade darker, because foundations oxidize a little bit during the day. Even those that don't, it's always better that you go a shade lighter. So now we're going to take 2 pumps of that foundation. Oh, 2 pumps is so much. And we're going to apply. I like to use my fingers to apply the foundation all over my face. So people just go in with the brush, like I have foundation on the back of my hand, I just put the brush inside, but I feel like that just takes too much product. So I like this step where I apply little portions all over my face. I always have a baby wipe whenever I'm doing my face makeup, so I always have to wipe so that you don't stain everywhere. Then whatever you have on the back of your hand, it's easier to just dip your foundation brush into it and then you start stippling. This is how I like to apply my foundation. Now you're looking at me and you're thinking, oh, you've not done your eyes and all of that. Well, it depends. Some people can prefer to do their eyes first before they go into their face makeup, but personally I like to do my face makeup first before I do my eye makeup, because I just discovered that it works better for me. It's easier for me to blend in products properly, you know, without shying away from certain areas, without being too conscious of, oh, I have to be careful around the brows. I can't go in between the brows. I can't go here. I can't go there. And then again, I might be forced to start using smaller brushes. We are going to take off this earring. Don't forget your ears. You have to always blend your foundation just lightly on your ears, properly on your forehead. And that is well blended. We are going to skip 1 or 2 steps today because this is going to be like our neutral, natural, everyday glam. Don't forget to go down your neck, the top parts of your neck. So you know the concealer I showed you in part 2 when I was talking about the makeup products you will need for your face glam. I showed you this concealer that I would typically use for color correcting. As usual, it's normal to have dark bags under your eye, but what is not normal is for you to allow it to peek through during the day. So what we're going to do today is that we're going to color correct underneath the eye, just so that the face has some balance. It's normal to be tired, to be stressed out, to have black bags, but we're going to cover it. Now at this point, you're going to be taking your, we've already used our foundation brush, the first step. We're going to be taking our beauty sponge and we're just going to be tapping that product gently into the skin, over the lids. Just tapping gently. If you are someone who does your eyes first, just be a bit more careful in this part. You just tap and blend, restrict yourself to blending underneath the eye. Just that. Can you see? It has helped to even out the skin underneath the eye so that those black bags are covered and you don't look stressed out and scary. Okay, all right, this is all we are going to do. We are not highlighting or doing any of that stuff. Taking your foundation brush again, now we are going to be tapping along the sides of the face, just so that everything is properly blended in. Now we're going to be taking our setting powder, our loose setting powder, and we're going to be using that same beauty sponge. Because we're not doing so much steps today, I can, on days when I do simple everyday natural glam like this, I can use my beauty sponge for every purpose and not have to use a powder puff Now you're just going to apply that powder underneath the eye just to set the under eye area. We're just going to use that to set, and it will also help to give some brightness to the under eye area. The powder I am using is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder in honey. I'm going to be taking a little bit more, and we are going to just be baking around this part of the face. If you see me looking off to the side, I'm looking at my viewfinder. If you see me looking downwards here, I am looking at my mirror, or looking into my mirror rather. I like to just do this, set my brows, set my forehead. Now if you're someone, like I said earlier, set all over the lid, who does eye makeup before, or who prefers rather eye makeup before face beat, then in this area you just apply your powder accordingly. Personally, I prefer to do my base before I do my eyes. I'm going to be setting with whatever is left on the beauty sponge. You're just going to be setting around the perimeter of the face. We are not going to be baking for long because this is like our everyday makeup look. It's not something that will need to be overly glam. Okay, now we're going to be taking our face powder I told you about and our powder brush. I think I want to make use of this one from Beginner. And I told you that I like pressing my powder product into the skin. Like I like pressing. We're not dusting off the powder underneath the eye yet. Take down your neck, set properly. I have oily skin, so I always take my time to set my face because that just helps. Don't forget to go over your ear, down the top part of your neck. I like to go over my forehead. Check this area close to the hairline. You can pinch your brush and just set it. And another thing I want you to know is how you handle your brush matters. For face powder, foundation, I just like to hold my brushes like this. Don't hold it too close to the tip or too far off. Just midway through so that you have the exact pressure that you need to exert on the brush, and that can help it do a wonderful work. And then we're going to be taking that same powder brush without adding any additional product, and we're just going to be dusting out the powder from underneath the eye. And you see, we're dusting off the powder from underneath the eye. Your nose already looks a little bit contoured because of that baking we did, the way we placed the powder. Yes, your face is looking flat, but I mean, it's looking flawless at this point. This is looking really, really beautiful. Then I like to use my blush at this point. I really don't like to contour on days I do an everyday makeup look. So at this point you have, if you want to contour, you can do that, but I would like to advise against that. It's a neutral, natural look. You're not supposed to do too much, like your everyday easy breezy look. Typically I will use like a red blush. I told you guys about this 7 Cool palette, which is really good too, but today I'm going to be using this my Juvia's Place bronzer in dark. I typically use this bronzer as a blush. I don't use it as a bronzer. I like to take this reddish tone right here because it's the shade of blush for my skin tone that I would typically like because of how beautiful it applies on my skin. If you are lighter than me, you might want to look for blushes that will give you this same effect. And then I'm going to be applying that on my cheeks, just taking it upwards towards the temple, the way the brush is going. Just pat it, pat it, pat it, pat it a little bit on my forehead, little bit. Come back and add some more flush. I'm doing this so that it just, can you see here looks really flat, and here looks like it has something more to it. I like to do that because I don't like my face looking all flat and just one tone. So this serves as like a bronzer slash blush, and it is really good because it just adds that flush of color to the face, breaks down the flatness of the face, and just hit some on your nose. And then something else I like to do with whatever is left on the brush, I just pinch my brush like this and I just gently tap on the sides of the nose. It's not really doing much for contour, but it just adds a little bit of dimension to the nose, just a little bit. And you see how beautiful this is. At this point now, we're going to go and do the eyes. And now we are going to be applying our highlighter, taking my House of Tara highlighter, just going to be tapping a little bit and just applying on the high points of my cheekbones. I like this highlighter because it's not very icy, it's almost close to my skin tone. We're going to put a little bit on the Cupid's bow right here. I like to take my ring finger and just put a little bit on the bridge of my nose. A little bit, just to highlight that place a bit. Then I'll go back in with our setting. Did we use this brush today? I don't think so. Let's go back in with our face powder brush now and just tap everything in to blend everything in. And then I'm going to be taking my lip pencil. Today I want to make use of this classic coffee lip pencil. I will be topping that up with my bold. I think this lip pencil is too dark for the lipstick I want to put on today. So how to line your lips, you can just see the way I'm lining it, like, all right, just don't overline it, just apply like this, apply. And then I could have just used this bold all the way through. I'm going to use the bold to line on top just to mute down the color. And something else I like to do, I like to fill in the next line after the lip line we did, just so that it's not like a one line, so that the line looks fatter, if that makes sense. That's my personal preference. That's looking beautiful. Then I'm going to take in that my Colourpop Y2K lipstick. It's a nude lipstick. Like I always say, nude for me might not be nude for you, right? That's beautiful. Then I'm going to take in my Zaron Luxurious Lip Gloss. Typically, I would apply on the back of my hand and just tap on my lips, but because it's a nude lip, I'm just going to apply directly from the tube to the lips. Smack your lips together. And then we're going to be taking our setting spray. This is the Beauty by Adis Body Fix setting spray. Shake, 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 shake. and we're going to spray it gently. Just take a little bit away from you. Just spray it gently on your face. Allow to air dry a little bit. If you have a little hand fan, that will come in handy. Just allow to air dry. As it's air drying, you can quickly put on your earrings. You can see how beautiful, neutral and natural this face beat is. As a beginner, if this is something that you even do on a daily, like you don't want to do glam, you come out like this and everybody thinks you're a pro, or you got a makeup artist to do your makeup for you, right? So these are just very, very simple looks. So before the setting spray dies down fully, we're going to be taking the clean part of our beauty sponge, and then we're going to be just pressing the setting spray into the skin. I like to do this because it just helps press the spray into the skin and set the face down better. This is my, just tap, tap, tap. You're not moving. Just tap, 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 tap. I like doing this. And this is the finished look, guys. This is the finished look for our beginners. Neutral natural face glam. In the next series, the part 5, the grand finale, we're going to be doing like glam, full-blown glam. We're doing the highlighting step, we're doing the cream contouring, we might even possibly do cream blush, powder. Like, we're going to go all out. So stay tuned for that. That's the next video that's going to come up after this. I hope you've gotten your products, gotten your tools, you now know the different parts of the face. I hope you didn't find it difficult going along with me today, because I mean, we already did the parts of the face and makeup terminology associated with those parts. I hope it made today's makeup practical application so much more easier. The next video, like I said earlier, we're going to be doing the full-blown glam look with all the works. Okay, please keep on practicing. Practice makes perfect. Practice is good. It helps you do things faster with time. This doesn't become a tedious process anymore. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying tuned till the end. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, and I'll see you in our very next video. Bye, guys.